Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another session of Quranic words covered in depth from a usage perspective. We study words in the Quran with common root letters. Please provide your comments and let me know how your learning is going. Let's get started. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today's first word is akhara, a past tense verb with root letters of Hamza, Kha, and Ra. The meaning of this form is to delay or give respite. This concept is commonly discussed in the Quran, and this particular form appears in total 15 times. In this example, the verb is conjugated to pronounce akhartani, where the ta means you. The ni means me, but there is a ya attached that has been deleted. In context, it is Iblis speaking to Allah, asking for delay or respite until the day of resurrection to mislead and destroy the son of Adam, except a few. May Allah make us among those whom He cannot mislead. This is a second example of the same verb, akhara, here to mean kept back or left behind. This verse is a very important reminder that man will be informed of what he sent ahead and what he kept back. The akhara is an example of form 5 verb of the same root to mean follow or come after. This form appears 3 times in the Quran. In translation, Allah will forgive what preceded of your sins and what will follow or is to come after. You can see how this meaning of following stems from the root meaning of delay. Yastakhiruna is an example of form 10 verb of the same root with very similar meanings, except there is a sense of seeking for it. So here in context, when the time has come, they will not be able to seek delay or hold back, even an hour, nor will they precede it. This form appears 6 times in the Quran. Mustakhirina is an example of the active participle noun of form 10 verb of the same root occurring only once in the Quran. In context, it means the generations to come, or some have translated it in a negative context, which also makes sense, to mean those who are lagging behind or holding back, as opposed to those who are eager or press forward. The word akhir is from the same root to mean last or end. For example, Allah has been referred to as the first and last. Huwa al-awwal wal-akhir. Very important word as it is an attribute of Allah, and it appears 155 times in the Quran. When the ta marbuta is added to the end, the word generally is referring to the hereafter, stemming from the root meaning of end or last. That is why some translators have translated akhira in this verse as end or last. So, in translation, to Allah belongs the hereafter and the first life. An extension of the last slide of the same word, akhir, just to show you an adverbial use of time. It is referring to end of the day. The attached who is a pronoun referring to the day. The context is about a group of the people of the book who say to each other to believe in that which was revealed to the believers at the beginning of the day and reject it at its end. The word akhirina, a plural of the word akhir just shown in the previous slide, I'm reviewing this verse because of the slightly different meaning here of later generations. The context is when Allah took retribution, as mentioned in a previous verse, by drowning the wrongdoing ones and making them a precedent and an example for the later generations. The next word we cover from this root is akhar. Please note, different from the previous word in that the kha has a fatha on it, where the previous word had a kasra on it. This word occurs 70 times in the Quran, so please note this distinction. The word means another or other, as in, they had mixed a righteous deed with another that was bad. The word ukhra, with an alif maksura at the end, is a grammatically feminine form of the word akhar we just looked at. Now we will review two cases where the meaning is slightly different. The meaning in this example means last. So in context, on the day of judgment, the nations are placing blame on each other, and the last of them will say about the first that they were responsible for misleading them. But how appropriately Quran uses this word, because if you look carefully, there is still the meaning of other. Continuing from the last slide, the word ukhra used here means behind. So the context is where Allah is speaking to the companions of the Prophet. When you fled and climbed the mountain without looking aside at anyone, while the messenger was calling you from behind. That concludes our Quranic words for the day. If this video benefited you, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Hope to meet you for the next session. Assalamu alaikum.